Hey everyone, today we're diving into a fascinating part of German culture, nudism. Yeah, you heard that right. Nudism, or naturism, has a surprisingly rich history in Germany. Germany, the land of cars and castles, also has a long history with nudism. It's a country known for its engineering marvels and fairy tale landscapes, but there's more to it than meets the eye. It might seem strange at first, but it's actually pretty deep-rooted in their history. The idea of shedding clothes to embrace nature has been around for over a century. So, to understand why it's fading away now, let's go back to where it all began. Back in the late 1800s, when factories were popping up everywhere, some people started craving simplicity in nature. The Industrial Revolution brought rapid urbanization and a fast-paced lifestyle. Amidst the smoke and machinery, a longing for a return to nature emerged. They formed a movement called Freikörperkultur, or FKK for short. This movement wasn't just about nudity, it was about a holistic approach to health and well-being. They believed that being naked, especially outdoors, was a way to feel free and connected to nature. It was a form of rebellion against the constraints of modern society, and Germany, with its beautiful forests and lakes, was the perfect place for this idea to grow. The natural landscapes provided an ideal backdrop for the FKK movement to flourish. Nudism became a big part of life for many Germans, a symbol of health and freedom. It wasn't just about being naked, it was about embracing a lifestyle that promoted physical and mental well-being. It was totally normal to see people enjoying the sun, au naturel. Beaches, parks, and even certain public spaces became havens for those who wanted to experience the freedom of nudism. But things change, and now this tradition is facing some challenges. Modern societal norms, privacy concerns, and changing attitudes towards public nudity are causing a decline in the practice. Despite these challenges, the spirit of FKK still lives on in certain communities. There are still dedicated nudist beaches and clubs where people can experience the freedom and connection to nature that the movement originally championed. So, while it may not be as widespread as it once was, the legacy of German nudism continues to be a fascinating part of the country's cultural tapestry. So, why is German nudism fading? Well, it's a bit complicated. It has to do with people moving, changing ideas, and even how people feel about their bodies. Remember all those forests and beaches where people hung out in the buff? The scene is changing there too. One big reason is that Germany, like many places, has fewer babies being born and an older population. This means fewer young people are around to keep the tradition going. Another reason is immigration. Germany has welcomed a lot of people from different cultures, and in some cultures, being naked in public is not really accepted. It can be a big cultural difference. Germany is changing, it's becoming more diverse, with people from all over bringing their own cultures and ideas. This is awesome, but it also shakes things up a bit, especially for traditions like nudism. Germany is used to having people from other countries, but the recent wave, especially from places with more traditional views, is making a difference. It's not that everyone coming to Germany dislikes nudism. It's more that with fewer German babies and more people from different cultures, the balance is shifting, and that includes how people feel about FKK. This isn't just about numbers though, it's about different values and what people are comfortable with. What was normal before might not feel so normal anymore, especially when it comes to being naked in public. Having new cultures come to Germany is a really good thing. It enriches the social fabric of the country, bringing in a variety of perspectives, traditions, and ways of life. This diversity can lead to a more vibrant and dynamic society, where people can learn from each other and grow together. It brings new ideas and makes things more interesting. For instance, food, music, and art from different cultures can blend together to create something entirely new and exciting. This fusion of cultures can lead to innovative ideas and a richer cultural landscape, but it can also be tricky for traditions like FKK, which are strongly tied to German culture. FKK, or Freikörperkultur, is a naturist movement that has been a part of German life for over a century. It emphasizes freedom, body positivity, and a connection with nature. Imagine moving to a new country and seeing people hanging out naked on the beach. For many newcomers, this can be a surprising and even uncomfortable experience. They might not be used to such openness and may need time to adjust. It would be a bit of a shock, right? This initial surprise can lead to misunderstandings and even conflicts if not handled with sensitivity and respect. Different cultures have different ideas about bodies and what's okay to do in public. In some cultures, nudity is seen as natural and normal, while in others it might be considered inappropriate or taboo. What one culture thinks is cool, another might find strange or even rude. These differences can create challenges in public spaces where people from various backgrounds interact. So, Germany is trying to figure out how to keep its nudism tradition alive, while also respecting all the new cultures that call Germany home. This involves open dialogue, and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives. It's all about talking, understanding, and being open to change. By having these conversations, people can find common ground and create a more inclusive society. The future of German nudism depends on finding a balance in this new, diverse society. By embracing diversity and fostering mutual respect, Germany can continue to celebrate its unique traditions while welcoming new cultural influences. Okay, time for a little truth talk. Let's dive into something that's affecting us all, whether we realize it or not. Besides people moving and cultures changing, there's another reason why German nudism is struggling body image. It's not just about the physical movement of people, but also the shifting ideals and perceptions that come with it. In the age of social media and selfies, everyone's trying to look perfect, and that puts a lot of pressure on people. The constant need to present a flawless image online can be overwhelming. Filters, photo editing apps, and the endless stream of perfect images can make anyone feel inadequate. FKK is all about loving your body no matter your shape or size. It's a movement that encourages self-acceptance and body positivity. But in today's world, where digital perfection is the norm, embracing this philosophy can be challenging. But today it's easy to feel insecure when you're constantly bombarded with pictures of perfect bodies. These images set unrealistic standards that are hard to live up to. They create a false sense of what beauty should be, making it difficult for people to appreciate their natural selves. This makes people self-conscious, and the idea of being naked in public, even in a place where it's okay, can feel scary. The fear of judgment and comparison can be paralyzing. It takes a lot of courage to strip away those insecurities and embrace one's true self. This isn't just about vanity, it's deeper than that. It's about self-worth, and how we perceive ourselves in a world that constantly tells us we're not good enough. It's about how our culture makes us worry about aging and fitting in. The pressure to conform to certain standards doesn't just affect the young, it impacts people of all ages. Everyone feels the need to look a certain way to be accepted. FKK used to celebrate all bodies, but now people are struggling with insecurities because of this pressure to look perfect. The essence of FKK was to embrace diversity and individuality, but today's societal pressures are making it harder for people to feel comfortable in their own skin. It's a reminder of how far we've strayed from the original ideals of body positivity and acceptance. To really get why German nudism is fading, let's hear from the people who love it the most, the FKK enthusiasts. It's not like it used to be, says Helga, a woman who's been going to her local FKK club for over 40 years. We used to have so many young people, families with children, now it's mostly us older folks. A lot of FKK fans agree with Helga. They miss seeing young faces. Stefan, another FKK enthusiast, thinks, young people today are too worried about how they look. They see all these perfect bodies online and feel self-conscious. This shows how different FKK is from today's focus on looking perfect. We can't talk about German nudism without mentioning East Germany. Back when Germany was divided, nudism had a whole different meaning in the East. It was like a mini revolution. In West Germany, nudism was cool, but in the East, under communist rule, it became a way to feel free in a society that had lots of rules. It was like saying, we're all equal, no matter what. In East Germany, taking off your clothes wasn't just about being naked. It was a way to rebel against the government and feel in control of your own body. So what's next for German nudism? It's at a crossroads. The changes happening in Germany, along with how people view their bodies, make things uncertain for this tradition. But there's still hope. Even though fewer people are practicing FKK, its message of loving your body and being free still speaks to people, especially young folks who are tired of modern pressures. The key is to make these values relevant to a generation that's glued to their phones and bombarded with images of perfection. German nudism needs to adapt, be open to everyone, and find new ways to connect with people. It needs open conversations, a willingness to challenge old ideas, and a focus on the values that make it special. That's the only way this unique tradition can survive in the 21st century.